2021. Hey guys, so you've probably been following the chopper build for over the last couple of months, and it has come to a point where it's finished. So I thought, and then I was scrolling through eBay like you do, doing a bit of window shopping, and discovered something that I thought was really cool. So from the start, the chopper sort of sold to me because of these. Look, these big horns, these ball bars, whatever you want to call them, ape hangers I think they're called. Put my foot on the radiator. So this kind of sold it for me as, you know, it looks like a chopper and it's, you know, looks really cool. It does look a bit cool and a bit silly at the same time. I was in two minds for a long time whether I should go with it. In the end I just thought, F it, I'll get them. They're cheap as chips. So I ended up buying these. So it wasn't something I planned on doing. I see them, they were cheap, so I thought, you know, just go with it, see what they look like. The downside is I really like the way they look, and I'm going to put them on my bike, and I think they're going to look better. So all we're going to have to do is take all of these wires off, and the brake levers, try and get these grips off if we can. Don't know about that, we'll give it a go. Obviously the phone holder, and swap them over and do it again. The downside of this is because I wired it all in, I'm going to have to take all the wires off and redo them. Wicked. You see me right? Yeah. So the good thing is they're only tie wraps. Lots and lots of tie wraps. Shout out to Ant for getting me some merch for my chopper builds. Really cool. They will be available in 2021 if you would like some. Got t-shirts, hoodies and maybe baseball caps. Obviously be careful not to cut any wires because that would be dumb. It's actually a really comfortable seat. Obviously one of the reasons for taking these bars off is because they're just not practical. It's an absolute mission to get from this point here in the shed out the front. Going through the house is comical. You just end up smashing everything and scratching walls, and you know, it just doesn't fit. And then obviously you got the issue of trying to get it back as well, which is not fun. So these are more practical. I think they do look cooler. They're not as iconic, but you know, we're going for cool, not iconic. Things like this are so boring. Fiddly. There we go, that should be a bit easier. Why didn't you think of that earlier, Russ? So I've actually got a radiator in here now and it's nice and toasty. It was freezing when I come in. I'm going to ditch this in a sec. Get this off now. I could probably actually, before I do that, try and take these off. And that's really easy. Oh, good. That one was easy too. Cool. That one's off. And then this one should be somewhere. That's a little baby one. Okay, we'll do that in a sec. The only downside about doing this is obviously all the brake levers and cables need to be shortened, which is fun. No. Surely it's that one. No, bigger than that. And yeah. Let's keep that there. They are cool. I do like them, just not practical. See? Bash everything. In the city. I've got an issue here. These are inch pipes and everything else isn't an inch. Welcome to 2021. Not going to fit. They're too big. Normally, when my pipe's too big, I just spit on it and then just ram it in, but I don't think it's going to work this time. Damn. That means these don't fit as well. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this. Right. So, as per usual, things haven't gone quite to plan, so what I'm going to do is go indoors and scratch my head for a couple of hours, work out what I can do. Let me just move this. So I think my best bet is to get new ones of these, because these aren't going to fit because of the hole, which isn't the end of the world because these were just made by me anyway. Can you see this bracket here? So I think what I'm going to have to do is bore that out to be an inch. So it's the same size as a pole, and that issue's sorted. The only thing that will be an issue is the throttle. It's got a little bit of play there, hasn't it? This is something I want to do, so I'm going to do it. I do think it looks pretty cool and a little bit more practical. Right, so we're back after a few days of scratching my head, looking at the bike and trying to decide what I do with the big handlebars and the little handlebars. I feel like a raver, just big box, little box, whatever. After scratching my head for quite a while, we decided to, it's just me, Russ, it's just me. So after scratching my head for a while, I decided to bore out the brake levers and the head, the handlebar head. So I ended up boring it out. I thought this is something I've got to do and got to do it quick. So this is one of the brakes and brake levers anyway. This is a 22mm hole, and the new handlebars I've got is actually 25. So the difference would be, you know, we can work this out. It's 3mm. So I had to bore it out 3mm, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually was. Little bits of dust metal everywhere. You know, we got there in the end. We had to work out what to do, whether I get a big drill bit and try and clamp it in, but I don't have many tools here. But what I do have is a drill and one of these. Kind of started using this for a while, and it quickly become very smooth, and you know, no sandpaper left, so it was, you know, wasn't really doing anything other than getting the brake lever very hot. So I went down to Screwfix and bought a whole pack of these things. There's different ones you can use. It's £10 and probably one of the best £10 I've ever spent, because it, you know, speeded up the time massively. So I've gone with just one brake lever because I've only got one brake, so you know, why would you need two? So this one is redundant. I've actually cut the wire off. Yeah, so I've got to make sure that obviously the controller thinks that the brake's not pulled shut, and if it is, I've got to loop it. If it's not, just leave it as it is. I'll show you what I've done. I don't know why it's zoomed in so much. Right, so these are the new handlebars, and as you can probably see down there, they're the old ones. So basically I had to drill these out here. These were obviously 22mm. I had to drill them out to 25, both of those. And then obviously the brake lever, this bit had to be bored out. And then unfortunately the grips that I made myself was never going to fit, so I ordered these 2 motorbike ones. It's actually really difficult to get 25mm or inch, depending on how you want to say it. Grips, but I found these ones on eBay for about 15 quid, so I purchased those and they look kind of cool. And then the other difficult bit was the thumb throttle, a new button. This was actually a pain in the ass because it's plastic. So this bit here was attached by a clamp where it goes through this side into the other side and sort of holds it on, but unfortunately as I drilled it out 3mm, that clamp then went, so it's basically now just sat there. So the good thing is it's sat there against this grip, which isn't going anywhere, it's stiff, that's pushed up against it. I've drilled it in underneath, under there, so that's not going to go anywhere, and it's functional, it does work. As you can see, look, it does do what it needs to do, and it retracts back, so that's good. Was it worth it? Yes, I do think it was. These ones look much cooler. It was a bit of a challenge doing this. I'm glad I sorted it, even if my shed is now covered in shades of metal and dust. The bike is now finished and ready to go, so I'm just waiting for some nice weather to take it for a test drive, which I'm actually a little bit nervous about, because you know, so I'm going to find out that whether it works or not. So obviously the next video will probably be me taking it out on a ride. So as always guys, thank you for watching, give us a thumbs up, subscribe somewhere down the bottom, and I'll catch you in the next one.